Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. Thank you so much for being here and listening to me and wanting to click on a video that has my face on it. Today I'm going to be talking about twin flames. This is a topic that's super dear to my heart because I have found my twin flame. If you guys haven't checked out our last video, we're actually engaged. So I have some sort of idea and hold on the twin flame relationship. So I'm gonna answer some questions for you guys about, what is a twin flame? How do you know that you found your twin flame? What are some tips and tricks on having a relationship with them? Because that can be very difficult. I do want to say that everything I'm talking about comes from me doing my research and also personal experience. I had somewhat of an idea of what twin flames were before Noah and I met. I kind of thought I could have met my twin flame. I really was just mixing up twin flame and like a soulmate, which are two very different things. If you want me to do a video on like the difference between the two or what a soulmate is, let me know and I'll do that. You truly know when you've met your twin flame because it is so, I don't even know how to explain it, just like otherworldly almost. And that's how you know that it's a twin flame. My cat's coming to sit on me. Hi baby. If you want to learn a little bit more, hear about other people's experiences to kind of collectively piece together what a twin flame is, you can just ask me a question, leave it down in the comments, and I'll let you know. So let's get into it. What the heck is a twin flame? People know the idea of soulmates, but they don't they don't necessarily know what a twin flame is. A twin flame, how I think of it and describe it is, you can think of it kind of like the yin and yang, like the symbol itself is a circle, but it's made up of two parts. It's the idea of duality that makes up a whole. Think of, yin and yang, masculine and feminine, etc, etc, etc. It's more than a soulmate though. You can have multiple soulmates in a lifetime. Sometimes you meet a soulmate before a twin flame, sometimes you meet multiple soulmates, sometimes you meet none of them. A soulmate is more of like someone you were supposed to meet in your lifetime, whereas a twin flame is literally half of you. So if you have this circle, right, and this is just you and your essence and your energy and your being. The idea is when you were created, or when your energy was created, your spirit was created, whatever, your soul, it was split in half to create two different things, two different beings, two different energies, creatures, what have you. Kind of like the opposite of what an egg and sperm do. So the egg and sperm, when they come together to create one thing, it's like the reverse of that. I do want to mention that your twin flame can be anyone. It doesn't have to be a romantic partner. It can be a family member, it can be a friend. A twin flame doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. A lot of the times they are, because the intensity between you two is just so much that you just fall in love. Your twin flame is someone who challenges you to grow and to heal into your highest self. I also will say that not everyone meets their twin flame. Some people don't even have their twin flame in this lifetime. Some of you may meet your twin flame, some of you may not. Some people may have met their twin flame in every past life they've had. Some people may have met their twin flame once or twice. It just depends on where you are in your journey. Also, how you passed in your past life. So say you guys have met in your past life. If you both passed onto this life at the exact same time, you guys would be the same age, and a lot of the times twin flames kind of locate around each other. So Noah and I actually live about 10-15 minutes from each other. I'm a year older than him, meaning in our past life he lived a little longer than I did. A lot of the times your twin flame can be someone who is like 10 years older than you, and that's just based off of how you passed into this life, what time you did, etc, etc. How do you know if someone is your twin flame? This is an interesting topic because you can look into twin flames as much as you want and like figure out the signs and the symptoms, and you may have thought you've met your twin flame, but the chances are when you know, when you meet your twin flame, it will be so extraordinary that you will know. You may mistake a soulmate for a twin flame, but if you kind of have this self-doubt, like listen to your gut. If you have this doubt that it is not your twin flame that you have just met, then you probably haven't met them. I feel like I'm sinking into this couch. All right, now that I've readjusted. So how do you know that you've met your twin flame? There are a few things that kind of tell you if you've met your twin flame, because a lot of the times you'll know. Once you hear the idea of twin flame, once you hear what that is, you'll kind of be like, oh, I really think this is it, but you want to look into it a little bit more. If you have a lot of these, chances are you are right, your gut is right, you have met your twin flame. A lot of the times you'll meet unexpectedly, kind of out of the blue, and it will just be so intense. You feel this deep connection to them, but it's a kind of random meeting. So for example, Noah and I met the place that I worked. He had worked there before, and when we met, he knew of me because we had gone to high school together, but we call this our first meeting because it's when we talked and, you know, interacted for the first time. He had this idea of like, I know that I'm going to meet my twin flame today, or not my twin flame, but like, I know I'm gonna meet her today. As soon as I met him, I was just like so stuck on him. Could not stop thinking about him. His energy just felt so familiar to me, like I have known him my entire life. I was just super drawn to him. It's like in the movies, when you meet someone, you look across the room and there they are, and you're like, and everything fades away. It will kind of rock your world and change your life. The energy between you two is going to be super intense. There's going to be a deep connection from the very beginning. For example, I'm going to use examples a lot here so you kind of understand exactly what I'm trying to talk about rather than like, oh, okay, I think I've had that. Noah and I hit it off immediately and just talked, like had the same interests, and we just talked and talked and talked and had this like deep connection where we just wanted to talk to each other more. And we hung out and talked for 12 hours. 12 hours, guys. Just the connection that you have with that person is so intense you can't ignore it. Another thing that happens when you meet your twin flame is you kind of feel that life has just clicked for you. For example, when we hung out that first time, everything around us kind of faded away. It was like we were in our own little bubble of life, breaking apart from each other and going our separate ways. It was just super weird because we felt like we were in this plane of existence that wasn't really life. Life only really existed with each other, which was weird because we'd only hung out, you know, one time. It kind of just feels like your whole life has shifted. I can't really explain the feeling too much, but that's kind of how I felt. Also, I'm sinking into this couch. So, if I keep going like this, I'm so sorry. Another thing is that you two just get each other. You know, you'll say something that no one else has understood and they will get it. You two are very similar in that sense. It's just like that one person that understands you so much and no one else does. That's the only way I can explain it. There's probably going to be a ton of synchronicities. One thing that's really big in twin flame relationships, no matter the age or who it is that your life was kind of set up similarly. So for example, Noah and I kind of went through the same challenges almost around the same time, and we've realized like we've had the same thoughts or experienced the same things. Our lives were kind of set up, you know, in the same flow. The other thing that will happen is we'll start to see synchronicities in like numbers, like 222, 444. Situations will be very synchronized. Wanna come in and join?
I'll sit with you. I don't know if I'll be in it as much as you are, but...
One of the things that happened was we listened to the whole Beatles album in the car.
The Beatles' Love album.
Oh, Love album in the car. And it ended exactly at 12 o'clock at night. The whole sock thing, I thought that was a synchronicity because we went in there to try to find him new socks.
We were walking around and it was raining and my socks were wet. So I was like, all right, if we're going out to eat, then I'm not gonna wear wet socks because that's disgusting. We went into Kohl's and we were looking for socks and I found these socks. I was like, yeah, these are sweet, but they're expensive. I know they're gonna be expensive.
He wanted to find the cheapest socks. That was one of the things he like required in the sock purchase.
So I'm looking around. I find all these like stupid socks. It's gonna offend a lot of you, but some had tacos on them. They were just like, they're weird. There's something I'm not gonna wear again. I wouldn't want. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna spend the extra $1 and I'm gonna get the socks that I like. I picked up the ones that I like and I brought them up to the register. The lady rings them out and she says they're 99 cents.
And we're like, nah, no way. Just little things like that. Were there any other synchronicities when we met?
Honestly, I think you kind of skimmed over the whole Love album thing. That was one of the most intense experiences in my life. If you don't know what the Love album is, it's a whole album, but each song is melted together so there's no fine line between the division of a next song from like the previous song. We're sitting there, I put it on, we start to like talk, and then we just kind of sit back and start listening to it. Our hands find each other, and they like slowly start to like hold each other, and it was the most like intimate thing I've ever experienced.
and the amount of energy that was there, almost as if our energy was finding each other again, and I was like, yes, like this is where I need to be. It was so beautiful.
Yeah, you really don't understand how powerful energy is and just how sacred energy is until you hold someone's hand and you take the time to introduce each other's energy through your hand until you're finally holding their hand.
So another way to know if someone's your twin flame is that they will challenge you like no other. The idea of a twin flame is that you guys are a mirror of each other. So you guys are very similar, but also opposites. We're extremely similar. Our energy is very alike. We enjoy the same things.
There's no resistance when we like come into each other's company after being away from each other. It's just like, we're here again.
We're here.
Yeah.
So we're very similar, but we're also different in some aspects. Like, I'm definitely a more grounded person than you are. I'm definitely more controlling. And I like to have control over my environment. Just things like that that show that we're opposites. The idea is that you guys are so similar but so different that you challenge each other. They are going to show you the parts of you that you don't want to notice, and in turn you'll heal and you'll grow, and vice versa. They show you the good parts of you and the bad parts of you. You are very similar but also different, and that's the whole point of, like, it's the duality of everything. A lot of the times in twin flame relationship, there's a push and a pull. Usually one person, but a lot of the times it can be two. One will push away and the other person will try to bring them back. Especially in the beginning, there's gonna be that like push and pull because you don't know, you think, am I crazy for feeling so, insane about this person, or loving them so much and loving them deeply so quickly? And life is kind of just a big whirlwind in the beginning, and so there's a lot of resistance because you're like, how could this be? Like, is this real? A lot of people think that it's some sort of like abusive thing, that running and chasing. Trust your gut, because you will know, or other people will know, if it is truly abusive or it's just that twin flame like trying to flow with each other. Because think of it, you guys were once like this, then you were like this for a bit, then you find each other as like a magnet, and it's like that. Like, whoa, what is this? And then you have to learn how to live with each other because you were like this, and now you're like this. So you have to find that flow. Oh, one other thing I should probably mention. A lot of the times before you meet your twin flame, a lot of people have said they've picked up hobbies, interests in things that they usually, like, they haven't had interest in before, or they'll go places that they, like, never really have been but have a deep connection to, and a lot of the times it's because you are already channeling the other person's energy. It's like you're connecting with them without really even knowing that they exist. You're getting on their wavelength. You guys are finding each other energetically. The last thing I want to talk about is some tips for a twin flame relationship. Some of these tips are going to be based off of, romantic relationships with your twin flame, but again, you don't have to have a romantic relationship with your twin flame. Because of that whole push and pull thing, people have a hard time with with a twin flame. So I thought I'd give my tips and things that I've learned. The first thing is that you just have to be patient. So you went from being in your own flow state, in your own energy, wave, and doing your own thing, trying to coexist with someone who is supposed to be flowing with you like this. There is going to be a lot of confusion. Coexisting with anyone in general is hard, especially in the beginning because you don't really know them. So just give yourself some time, be patient with yourself, give each other space, and work on yourself. Because without working on yourself, you can't work with them. A twin flame relationship is here to help you grow and to learn and to heal. And there's going to be a lot of healing. I know that when Noah and I first got together, there was a lot of just releasing trauma, and it was wild because I'm the type of person that likes to hold on to it, not because I like the idea of trauma, but because it's scary for me to have to release things and let them out. There was a lot of that on both sides. Just be patient because it's going to be wild no matter what, and there's nothing you can really do to stop it, so just give yourself some time. Another tip that I have is just to be honest and open and willing to work with someone else. Trying to enforce your own way, which is something that I try to do a lot and I'm working on, it doesn't really work. And because they're so similar to you, they're going to challenge you to flow rather than to structurize. Be open to what they have to say because they are just as important as you. Listen to what they have to say, because a lot of the times, any confusion, there's a miscommunication somewhere, but a lot of the times you guys feel the exact same way. Just be honest with each other and listen to each other. Communication is key. Also know that you are not not crazy for feeling the way that you feel. When I first met Noah, I was super worried how everyone else was going to think about me, which is ridiculous because I was just so engulfed in him. It was terrifying for me at first too because I was like, is this, you know, me playing on past trauma? Like, is this healthy? Is this okay? And it is. It's okay to feel the way that you feel in this relationship. The last thing I have to say, connection is important, but so is alone time. You can't be okay together if you're not okay separately. Also, I do want to mention that sometimes you will meet your twin flame and this lifetime is not the right lifetime for you. People are not meant to be with their twin flame in this lifetime because they have a lot of healing and growing to do. So if it doesn't work out, it's okay. It's gonna be extremely hard to let them go because there is that connection between you two, but sometimes it's just not meant to be, and that's all right.
It's when you're not really trying to find someone, you don't need anyone necessarily, that is when they will come into your life. And I was searching this entire time until I stopped. You'll know when you know, and you'll know when you're growing. Like, focus inward on yourself. I'm kind of like behind the scenes here.
I know.
When you're focusing on yourself and really caring for yourself, then the person who's your twin flame will present themselves to you. Because you're ready to be able to love. If you need love, then you're not loving. You don't know how to love. But if you love yourself, then you know how to love, and you know how to love others.
Exactly. That's definitely why I think that I met you when I did, because if I didn't start having that self-love, the universe would have been like, nope, now's not the time. You haven't learned how to be with someone.
If you want someone to be it so badly and you don't love yourself, then you're going to sacrifice yourself to, like, give them things, give them your time, give them your effort. That's not love. But love is eternal, and it springs from within you to without you, as above and so below.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So yeah, that is what a twin flame is. Those are some symptoms, I guess you could say, of how you know you've met your twin flame, and those are some of my tips as well, how to maintain a relationship with a twin flame. If you guys have any more twin flame questions, feel free to ask us on Instagram. Our Instagram is @earthling_minds. Leave a comment down below. I'll try to answer as many questions as I can. I think that's it. If you guys have met your twin flame, I want to hear your stories because I want to know what it's like from another person's perspective. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll be back next week with another video. Have a nice day, and I love you all. From my earthly mind to yours.